If they stamp on that, that one side, it kind of is gonna,
Yeah, I'll tell them to make sure they stamp on the side with the disclaimer on it.
Yeah, stamp on the back, yeah.
that
Because
one side
it'll
will
put ink
smudge.
all in the
Yeah.
machine, yeah.
And then, I guess the last thing is setting up that hole punch validator, that BDU unit. We'll set that up so that it will take care of your service personnel, whatever, zero out those. It'll just change the rate, make it a zero rate, but then it'll show up in the reports as well. So we'll do that so that whomever can go in there and get that ticket stamped. And then the function keys, that didn't actually work.
It's just like a keyboard alarm.
Like a egress signal.
You just have to explain to them the credit card thing, because they don't know what's going on, so they don't understand it.
So, I know you actually haven't seen it out there in the field yet, and when we go over there, you'll be able to see it and try it out and actually put some tickets in and out and use it. But what questions might you have before we get out there?
One thing you've covered is pretty good. But when I come into the booth, when my shift starts, I know that previous shift has been cleared out and how do I log on to make sure I can work.
Yeah, that's a great point. When we
So-
get over there, will we have those?
The cards are over there.
Yeah,
Okay.
so when you come in, where it says please insert ticket now, it'll say, I can't remember exactly what it says, but it says like, you know, no actual shift. So it tells you they're logged out, and also on this white blank area over here, it'll show, you know, shift ended or shift log out, and it'll show the name of the person that was previously logged out. So that way you know, because it won't let you process a transaction as long as the other person logged out. If you come in and it still says insert ticket, you know they didn't log out.
And they will, I can't remember what we talked about the other day, because we moved attendance between parking decks.
Yeah,
We'll
so,
have to have separate login.
well, so the tickets, the login tickets are good for both decks. So what you'll do is you'll have a ticket to log in, then you have another ticket to enter your start cash. So you just, when you get there, put your login ticket in, put your start cash ticket in, and then enter the amount of cash you're putting in the drawer. And then you're ready to go after that.
And what if they have a split shift? So like they came in one morning and worked a few hours, they log out, next person comes in, and then they come back that evening. Will they have to use a different login ticket? Or
No.
will it keep going from what they did that morning?
Yeah, so when you pull your report, you just select the time frame, and it'll lump it all together. It'll total up multiple shifts. So
Both shifts that he worked.
yeah, but you use the same login card all the time.
Okay.
We don't need to go by the office to pick up our login.
Yeah, he's got them, yeah. We're gonna put that.
Yeah, I think two were created for each.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when they log out, like even if they do a split shift, when they log out, it's only going, the summary report is only going to reflect what they did just during that one
Yeah.
session,
Yeah.
right?
So it'll treat it as two separate shifts, but when you pull your report, it'll summarize both.
Now, when does this have set time that like at night or whatever, in the middle of the night, that say, you know, he works day after day, we don't want yesterday's, when he logs in tomorrow to end up on that one? Does it automatically
As soon as he
download all
logs
the
out.
attendance, you know, and clear them all out during the night?
Yeah, so it's the way this system's kind of set up is it doesn't clear per se like the federal stuff did. Just when you go to run your report, you use the actual time frame you want. So if you want to look at yesterday's shift reports, you just select the 4th, October 4th, and then it'll pull up all the shifts from yesterday. That way, you can run multiple shifts.
I just have to put the time in that I want to
Yeah,
figure out.
that you want to
what
see,
it's
yeah,
from.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Like this system is just sending all the data up there like all the time. So when you log out, it's kind of like clearing it out, but actually nothing's really stored in here. There's nothing to clear out. But from the main terminal, when you want to pull something and you put in those data parameters, it's going to just hone in on those specific.
Okay.
So.
So when he comes back in, say to do his evening shift, it's gonna say that he made X amount of cash already when he runs that next report. It's gonna add the cash from what he made that morning, right?
Well,
No.
No.
The
No,
little
it won't
summary
do that.
report that prints out,
It's just-
every time you log out, it's gonna show what you
Okay.
did from the point when you logged in. Because everything's kind of getting sent back in real time, and it's just gonna show, like, this person logged in, and now I've just logged out. From the point of log in and log out, this is what I've done. But if you want to see a summary of that, which I think Jack might be trying to pull up, when you want to see a summary of that, you would put the date and time in from like earlier in the day, like when he first went in a shift, and then when he left that shift, and then I guess by putting in the attendant is how I would define that.
Because right now, like if the machines don't clear overnight, then they go in to log in the morning.
And
they have to use a different login
there shouldn't be an
because it's
issue
added up yesterday.
of the clearing of the machines like a lot of other systems do. This one doesn't, like at 2 a.m. every day, go in, like everybody has to be logged out, go through and clear that out, because it's all just being sent like in real time. The only thing I could think that would make it carry over from one day to the next is if an attendant forgot to log out. You know, and I don't guess there's any way of automatically logging out, but I could see that, you know, if you pulled that up, it might show that attendant had been logged in for a longer period of time.
Yeah, with the old system, you know, sometimes it glitched.
Oh, yeah,
Not-
it'd be offline,
yeah,
it wouldn't
And then
clear.
you go in, the attendant comes in, he says,
Yeah.
my login don't work.
It
And
didn't,
you used
it didn't ask how much
start-
cash to put in, so
Yeah,
I
it
knew
didn't
it was
ask how
still
much
operating
cash,
from
yeah.
before. Yeah, a lot of systems are like that, and a lot of those, like, in the retail world, will do like a Z report or an X report,
Yeah,
they'll Z out,
Z, yeah.
they'll close everything out. But this system works a little different, where it's really very online oriented, so it's just constantly sending everything at the time, you know,
Yes.
that the transaction's done, and it would just kind of summarize whatever I did when I log off, from the time I logged on to the time I log off. But when you go back to the main server and pull up a report, you should be able to put those together if you want to see the accumulation of whatever the attendant did in that single day, or whatever time parameter that you put in would be.
So if the system loses comm, it does still work, correct?
There's no data in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I got it pulled up, but I got
And Chris, I'm gonna clarify, Chris asked a question.
Between decks, if it loses comm, communication between the main computer, the system still works, correct? Because you said it's in real time.
Yeah, it'll still buffer the transactions, and then once it gets restored, it'll send that over, yes.
Is there a way to take a laptop over there? Let's say we lose comm, fiber gets broke, something like that. Can you take a laptop over there and program the equipment to still work during the furniture market? Like if you want to cut certain cards out from certain decks?
No, because all the cards and everything are actually kept in the database of the main server. So, so as far as like transactions, processing tickets, things like this, if a device is offline, it'll continue to just buffer that, and it'll send it over, and it'll be in the reports. Things like access cards kind of open up another discussion, probably better suited for a little later, so we don't overcomplicate this, but there'll be some things like, if it's offline, do we want to just go ahead and accept all cards because the individual card numbers in the database? That'll be kind of a discussion that we'll need to have, and we can make some modifications to the system right in real time as we're talking about it. Please don't let me forget that. That's a very important aspect. I just don't want to overcomplicate them. But we do need to talk about that because you guys are so access card oriented. We need to address that. So that was a great point. As far as how do you log in and out, probably your last system you probably did password or whatever. So in this case, you have like a little card or a ticket. Everybody has their unique ticket that will identify them as the personnel logging on. And then that second ticket is just going to initiate the function of having that register ask you how much you want to start with. You'll put that starting cash in, and then you're ready to go.
So that's something we probably need to read and
yeah, so what I did is I made 8 of the Star Cash tickets, and so we could put 2 in each booth and just leave them in the booth. So you know, the attendants have to keep their own login card with them, but the Start Cash one, we can just leave that in the booth, so everybody can use, because those are generic, so anybody can use that. So, and then so when you get done with your shift, you just put your same login ticket, put it in, and it'll go ahead and log you out and print you out a little slip showing your revenue, and then you can put that with your till or however you handle the cash after that.
If somebody else sticks their card in like they're gonna log in and the person before them didn't log out, will it say something about that?
Yeah, I think it might. I haven't really done much like that, like you're saying, but I'm pretty sure it'll go ahead and log the next person in.
Okay, they're not used to doing that, so.
Yeah, which we can try that and see what it does too. Yeah.
Okay.
Brought up something.
They won't know what it says
Say
anyway.
somebody says, I gave you a 20, but you gave your 10, and you have to log out to balance your drawer to check and, to verify whether they gave you
Okay.
that or not.
So,
And you log back in and still continue on?
So there's another. I can make you some of these also. So there's another ticket that will just print you out an interim report.
Mhm.
So anytime, like if you think your cash is messed up or anything, you can use that one, put it in there, it'll print your report out, and then you can count your drawer down.
Well, the other thing, for my years of working on a convenience store, I never put my money in the drawer until
Well, we
I paid
usually
the other
does,
person
But
out.
they're so into their phones and GPS
Well,
when they're leaving.
until they pulled
and they
off,
pull
I
back.
wouldn't put a 20 in a drawer until they pulled
Well,
off.
they
I would
pull
leave
down
it
and then
sitting.
they come back. And then you're
I
like,
run
Yeah.
here in market, like,
The report ticket.
make that
Yeah,
little
yeah.
count and that time count.
We make them two of those for each
before we
week
go
too.
do
Yeah.
like trash and.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't put a 20 in a drawer until they've driven off, and I know they're.
They go out the road and turn
Yeah, I
and
know,
come
I'm
back.
not making another second, just put it with cash.
I would tell them, I'd tell them tomorrow, take their name and address, and I wouldn't even do it then. I would say, give me your name and address and I'll count it tonight. That's what a bank does. I'll count it tonight and I'll tell you tomorrow whether you owe your money or not.
Just get their name and address.
Yes, that's what a bank does. I mean, I've had it happen. They don't go stop everything and count their drawer for you. And I don't think we should be doing it either. Take their name and address, you can mail it to them if it's right, but tell them, you'll let them know. You can't stop and count your drawer in the middle of
Yeah,
the night.
well, maybe we can figure something out.
Do y'all do that, Carol?
Would you have some?
I think that's stupid to count your drawer.
They just come up irate.
I don't
We
care.
take their name and at the end of the night, if it's over.
That's what I'm saying, that's the way a bank operates.
First thing's no
That's what you need to do, Wanda, don't start counting the drawer while they're
Tell them there's
sleeping.
no law if they say anything.
Get a name, address, and say, we'll count our drawer at the end of the day. If that's true, then I'll pay you the money.
For debt cards on. Cannot get out if you got a ticket. Every night, it never fails, to have somebody that can't read, they're pulling in with a ticket, but I've got cars back in all the way to top of the parking lot. And I'm gonna have to manually go over there and raise that gate every time, let that person out. And I process their ticket some way and get them out.
He can run back to his booth and process their ticket, but see, then that's gonna make his.
It's gonna
pay.
pop the gate up, yeah, and you
Yeah,
gotta worry about somebody trying to get out.
Yeah,
Yes,
I have people get awful mad when I can't go there and get them out.
yeah.
but yeah, it's their fault, but they get mad.
Right. Yeah, besides having some kind of manual button or something to just let them out, but.
I can run their ticket, but then they do, like you said, it's gonna be, you got somebody that it's not gonna do.
They gonna run. The one you left over there, the booth gonna run.
They gonna run
He's
through.
gone.
That far away.
Well, that's what he was thinking about, taking our cards privileged.
Right. Yeah, you can just
go
swipe them
there
out,
and
yeah.
swipe them out.
Yeah.
Or the intercom.
And they're still gonna leave me with that gate whenever I process their ticket, get their money.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you
see-
can get the gateway down.
Well, see, a lot
Yeah.
of places, they'll put like, instead of putting the standalone credit card, not credit card, but access card only, you put like a pan lane over there with a card reader in
That's
it.
hopefully something will do.
Yeah, so that way, if somebody does go there, it doesn't matter if they have a card or a ticket, we can get them out.
What about the intercom button where you can push the button and they can
Yeah, so that's another way.
access it from where they're at?
Yeah, that's
to
another
the
way we
button
can
and
do
let
it.
them out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
so
one of
if,
those in our booth. Your booth.
Yeah.
yes.
Where are the intercoms going? Are they going to the booth?
So right now, the handset is in the main booth at Plaza. So if somebody does call, you can you can open the gate from there for the time being. But I think eventually we're waiting on a phone line, some other stuff, and then we can, set up to forward to a cell phone or whoever's, on call at that time.
Yeah, the cell phone will function, or somebody's landline will function the same ways. Like right now, you said there was a code you push,
Yeah,
and that
it's-
code
it'll
goes.
be
So
the-
your cell phone, you just do
Be
that.
the same
too.
code, yeah.
They're waking me up, that phone's like loud.
What's the code you hit?
It's star 1 pound.
So, anybody else have any other questions over that before we go over and actually take a look at it? And I guess not, then.
Hey, do we wanna go to fire, or do you wanna go to Rob? There's nobody up
We said
there.
our cards are in closet.
Oh.
Or you said it wrong. They're closet. You put our cards in closet, right?
Which one would
Yeah,
be,
yeah, the
which
attendance
one would
cards
be
are
more
over there.
convenient for seeing? Is one booth bigger than another? Which one would be more convenient for people trying?
There's nobody going in and out at Broad, so that's why I suggested Broad,
I
because
figured
there's
there was a
no
good reason why
activity
you're
over
bringing it
there.
up. Can one of us maybe go?
I'll swing by and
Get
get
the cards?
the, cards.
Okay.
I mean, we got the whole deck to ourselves.
Okay, that sounds good.